Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Rising. Saagar, what kind of a show do we have for the people today?
We have an amazing show for everybody. We've got Jim Risen from The Intercept. We've got Zed Jelani to talk about Elizabeth Warren, and Matt Taibbi, author of a new book, Hate Inc., with some very interesting thoughts on the media. Can't wait to get them here. All that coming up today on Rising.
All right, Saagar, what you got?
Well, it's 2016 again, everybody. Or at least that's what I had thought yesterday when scrolling through Twitter when I came across former Clinton advisor Philippe Rein's tweet lambasting CNN for speculating that the future Democratic nominee will not want Hillary Clinton to speak at the convention. I usually giggle at Rein's gasping for relevancy on Twitter and his cable news, but it was actually the factoid that he included at the end that should concern us all. Rein's is a close Clinton lackey who followed her throughout her career and even played Donald Trump in her mock debates. The point is, he's somebody whose word we can at least trust when he tells us that the candidates in the field are actively seeking her endorsement for president in 2020. His vehement defense of his former boss shows that she intends to at least try and speak at the 2020 Democratic Convention. Hillary has long refused to rid us all of her boomer musings since losing. She blamed James Comey, Russia, the media, everyone but herself and the morons that she hired for her embarrassing loss on the grandest stage. Just look at this wisdom that the former Secretary of State bestows upon us from her Chappaqua perch. In the meantime, she's writing Bill O'Reilly-level generic books with her daughter as a seeming excuse to find her way back to national television and remain an omnipresent force in our politics. Clinton hasn't begun talking about the primary yet. We can all be pretty certain that she will, and that it's a net loss for us all. One of Donald Trump's greatest gifts to the world in 2016 was the unmasking and the unclothing of the emperors of Washington politics, from former Republican nominees who impotently fought for the concerns of their voters to Republican presidents who ran on economic prosperity and ended up getting us into a $7 trillion war. My point is, his genius was a break from the party establishment to create existing infrastructure in a new image. All of the same warning signs are there for the Democratic side, and the establishment knows it. That's why they're trying desperately to co-opt Elizabeth Warren, and then their longtime friend, arm's length, Joe Biden. Anyone who is not named Bernie Sanders. The Democratic field, it's rife for the taking by a candidate who will push all of these consultants, former nominees, and others away while speaking directly to what voters actually want. That requires one to denounce Hillary. It requires one, in the words of the Dodgeball movie, to get mean. And it's something that is shockingly lacking on the Democratic side. An airing of grievances is actually a very good thing. Trying to fight a class war through implicit jabs at those who are running and those who came before you is not how things actually get done. It's mystifying that Julian Castro, of all people, was the first person to understand this on a basic level in this race. Furthermore, the fact that major party candidates are still seeking the endorsement and the appearance of closeness with possibly the most toxic individual in the history of this country's politics tells you quite a bit about how much that they learned in 2016. Elizabeth Warren is a good example. NBC News reported in late August that she's been speaking with Clinton and they have, quote, grown closer in recent months. Given that she could very well be the next president of the United States, that is a very concerning news about Elizabeth Warren. One of the things that I love most about the United Kingdom is that when a prime minister or a major party candidate loses a general election, they step aside for the next generation to completely make their case as they will to the British people. Theresa May, David Cameron, Gordon Brown, and others, they have things to say. Usually they keep pretty quiet, and every once in a while they'll offer an opinion in public, but there's an understanding amongst everybody that when you fail, you slip away. And Hillary would do very well to heed their example. And I think, Crystal, that's just one of those things where I saw that tweet and I was like, oh God, like what are people doing?
Yes.
You know, this is, and my main thing is, like, I actually would love to see Hillary out there stumping for whoever the future Democratic nominee.
More than Fox News.
No, that's right. And she is, I mean, truly one of the most hated people in America.
Can I just say, I'm just going to go out and say the thing that Democrats are not supposed to say. I want Hillary Clinton to go away. I do. And it's not just because she lost to Trump, a completely winnable race that she just threw down the toilet because she didn't understand the electorate at all and listened to dumb advisors who still, by the way, go on cable news like they know something. Not just that. it's really that she and her husband are the architect of the Democratic Party that hung the working class out to dry. NAFTA, TPP, giveaways to Wall Street, like that is their Democratic Party. Not only did she ultimately lose to Trump, she was a key architect of paving the way for Trump. Now, if she has something to say about that, some mea culpa, some like self-reflection, okay, but she doesn't.
That's
so yeah,
never coming.
Go away.
Yeah, that will never come. Like I said, instead we'll get these books and blaming Comey and Russia and all of this, and it's a sad state for a formerly dignified person to be out on the stage talking this way. And I know her and her advisors, they all just need to move on, or at least tell us that they're sorry.
Agreed.